My name is Margaret Ann Windsor. The name given me, Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a Childers, was given to me when I was kidnapped in 41. I was born in 39 and out of Buckingham Palace and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and placed in what would be a pigsty to live and grow up in. I grew up thinking I was twin Peggy, and that's the name that stuck with me. I still have to use. Both twins had been murdered by their mother. They were born out of wedlock back then, and both were dead. They even had different birth dates than what was given to me. So that being said, as kind of a background, I'm going to show my dad and the imposter that took him out and his own brother, George VI, the one the movie was made of, the King's Speech, that mentioned nothing of the truth. They made a hero out of him. He's a traitor. He works for the Americans, so does Elizabeth. They're part of the New World Order that kidnapped me. Joseph Kennedy was ambassador. He helped take down my dad, helped kidnap me. The New World Order, the Bilderbergers, Rothschilds that control your media, and the Rockefellers, and so on. And Henry Kissinger, who got into it with the Watergate tapes. So anyway, I'm going to show my father, and you can see from this. Now then, I do want to put this in here because this is part of the mess that was created. I wrote a book about mind control back in 77, 78, and on in 79, and got a letter from the FBI in 79. And then I ended up getting April Fool Day of 80 filled full of antifreeze, and I should have gone into a coma and died, and that was such a fiasco. I ended up across the state line being taken illegally and ended up finally working for the District Attorney Simpson. But I put that in prior tapes, and I'm trying to get through this one because I'm limited on time to use to upload it. I wanted to mention this one because it's this was later that it was written up. So there's a long list of the mind control murders that happened in patterns. But this one was actually published. It's called Implantable Biochips and Project Lucid. But the timing of Timothy McVeigh when he was locked up and the patterns, it can be proven. But this was in a book later. He said that the military put a chip up his rear. And that's William. And the name of this is Project Lucid, the book. Now, it's about the Project Lucid would be the New World Order. So I've shown you Elizabeth, and I've shown you Rudolph. And the Fort Hood, who was a psychiatrist that finished college next door here at Virginia Tech, where the other mass shootings of 33 and a whole bunch more that nobody connects. And the media here does know it. All three of them knows the truth. They will not print it. I came here October the 20th of 86, and they've known it at least since then. They know about what's been done to me. I have gone to them. I've left and gone to the media and other places using my money when I can get it, to no avail. The media shut down here. So I'm going to show you this one because it happened next door in April of, well, it was April of 85. It's German diplomat's son. I think his mother's deceased now, Jens Zoring, and Elizabeth Haysom. They were students at the University of Virginia, and they lived in Bedford, were tried in Bedford at the time. Her parents did. They were tried for and convicted of killing Nancy and Derek Haysom, her father and mother. These are mind control and fit into patterns. He's in Buckingham State Virginia prison, and she's in Goochland. And they're victims, just like the Fort Hood shooter and so forth. And oh, okay, O.J. Simpson is a good one to tell you. Over the years, there's a list. But I wanted to tell about what. By the way, a friend of mine came by and he got a hold of my phone. I thought he was a friend. Um, he deleted 3 of the videos that I had, journals 4, 5, and 6. So I don't know why he did that exactly, but I don't know, maybe I can redo them. But I want to tell about when I came here. I'm allergic to chemicals, make my immune system attack itself. Now that may sound funny, but chemicals can do to me what if you put a bee in deliberately with someone in a room, or 2 or 3, you turn them loose and it's deliberate. That's a murder weapon if they're allergic to them and could die. So this is what has been used on me probably throughout my life, and I didn't know what was causing me to react like that. But I was diagnosed after I came up here, and I can pass out, I can choke, it affects how I feel. And when something is used and I'm soaked in it, or you can use the air conditioner as a murder weapon. When you have chemicals coming in fumes out of there that shouldn't be. And that's what they've done. They made my life a living hell. And it takes out your liver, your lungs, your blood vessels, your heart, did I say kidneys? And your life is hell. If you have to get away from it. It's like a light switch. You come in contact with it, certain chemicals, and when they're in your home, it's not so easy to leave, find another place. And in my case, it's happened throughout where I've lived. And if you think that's not true, believe me, it is. And I went to the Appalachian Trail to live when I came here in 86, October, and I had no place to go. So I would go up there, and in the beginning, I didn't have a tent, food, or sleeping bag. Later, so I lived a really rough life thinking I would starve. It sleeted, it snowed up there. The temperature was so below zero, and nobody would help me. They were told by the law enforcement not to help me, and they didn't. But they didn't mind hurting me and helping run me. So I'm going to try to get this uploaded, and I'm going to say that they enlisted the help of the Appalachian Trail volunteers to help run me, to not let me up on the mountain, and to soak my tents, and yes, they did. I'm going to skip to, this happened over the years, and my tents and sleeping bags would be soaked in chemicals, and you can't get fuel and stuff like that out of a tent, and you can't get it out of a sleeping bag. So when I got money, I would buy them, and then they'd be gone because they'd be soaked, and I would be so sick. I'm going to say that a couple of years ago, I went up on Roanoke Mountain campground. It's a national park, and I was legal and everything. The Appalachian Trail people came in there, and they soaked my North Face tent, and I had gotten in it. I didn't know they had soaked it. I got in it and passed out, and when I tried to stand up and get out, I fell, and I pitched forward, which I'm 70, almost 76, 75, years old now. So that was last year, or a year before, maybe. I'm trying to think, maybe it was early last year that happened. But anyway, I had bruises. I tumbled down on the gravel and hit the tree. It could have broken my neck or anything. So over the years, I'm just giving you an example because this was an ongoing thing, and nobody will touch it. The Appalachian Trail and some of their journals, they lied. There has been so many lies told about me. Channel 7 here would print those or would show them, and the media, the newspaper would, but they won't tell a thing about the truth. I'll go back to the Roanoke Times. It's changed hands now. Somebody else owns it. But prior to 2000, they wrote a lot about me, which you'd have to ask why. If I'm just this bag lady, I'm not the monarch, um, and I'm telling about mind control murders, but they told enough that people knew they were telling half-truths. People around here know the truth. Um, Now then, I want to tell about, you've got the Appalachian Trail volunteers. I can't go any for you. And if you try to tell it, people will say, oh, well, that's crazy, even though they know it. And I'm going to go back to the FBI and when I got the letter, and it was a little bit after them, from them. And the FBI agent sat down and he pretended to yawn. He faked it and he said, you know what people do with this when you're telling it? You bore them. They won't care until they find out how it affects them. And he told the truth way back then. Whether it's ever told, whether I have a day of peace and my name back, I doubt it. I live for that day and to know where my sons are. Now then, I'm going to go back to the Elizabeth Haysom because Channel 7 did back then. The murders happened April of 85. And Jens, like I say, was a German diplomat's son, and he's in Buckingham, Virginia State Prison near Dillwyn. She's in Goochland, Elizabeth is, and they were tried for the murder of her parents, Nancy and Derek Haysom. They were tried in Bedford, next door to me here. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The detective Garner, the Updike that was the prosecuting attorney, and Sweeney, the judge, all knew this. Everybody around here knew it. Channel 7 did carry that ongoing, and they'd redo it. And Keith Humphrey, who's retired Channel 7 reporter, he's retired now, but he used to do updates, which that was the only one they updated. So the question being, why did he keep updating it about Jens Orings? Almost like Wayne Williams, CNN has updated that one ever so often. And that was one of the mind control murders that fit in patterns I tried to tell about way back then. And that was in the late 70s and early 80s. So I have been harassed, chemicals used on me, not being able to get a place to live. I can't even use my real name. But in every way they have gotten to me, and I'm going to end it, and I'm sure there were some things I wanted to put on it, this one, and I didn't. I'm going to see if I can upload it.